Hello my frugal friends, welcome to today's video. Welcome to my channel. If we haven't had the chance to hang out before, my name is Nikki. I'm an Aussie mum and I love sharing all of the tips and tricks that have helped our family budget better, demolish all of our debt, skyrocket our savings and still have heaps of frugal fun along the way. So if that sounds like your jam, I would love for you to come along, join in the fun, maybe even think about hitting that subscribe button down below so you can be notified when all of my new content comes out. At the moment, we are in the middle of a low spend grocery budget for November. The aim of the game is to try to stick to $50 a week for our entire grocery budget for all of the things that we need for our family, because we are going to be utilizing all of the things that we already have on hand in our fridge, freezers and pantry. So basically it's just a month-long pantry challenge with the ability to pop into the shops once a week to go and pick up some necessities. So we are at the end of week 2. If you'd like to go and check out everything that happened in week 1, I'll link that little video up above and you can go and catch up. But today, let's have a look back and see what happened at our place this week in the meals department. Tonight we're going to do a really quick spaghetti bolognese on some pasta. The mince is pre-made, ready to go, so I'll do a big batch of like a multi-purpose mince that's loaded full of veggies, chuck it in the freezer, and then we can use it later on and put it in a couple of different things. This could work as a base for chili, spaghetti bolognese, whatever it is that you want to do with it. So nice and easy, just got to defrost this. I'm going to throw in some pre-made pasta sauce as well to make this go even further. Cook up the whole bag of pasta and we'll be able to do dinner and have some leftovers for lunches as well. Breakfast this morning is porridge with an apple and some cinnamon on top. Alright, fridge is starting to look a little bit bare at the moment. I'm going to go and get some fresh fruit and veg, but ultimately what I want to do is use up all the things that we also have in the fridge, the freezer and the pantry. So in here I've got a couple of ready-made meals. This is the curried sausages that I made in last week's video. If you'd like to go and check that out, I will link that up above. And we have some leftover pasta from last night. These guys here are going to go into the freezer and we can use those later on. I'm going to leave these out and see if we use them for lunch either today or tomorrow. Otherwise, they're going to end up in the freezer as well. Do have some leftover roast veggies from our roast chicken that we had on the weekend. The last of the eggs and some deviled eggs up here for snacks. Otherwise, it is starting to look pretty light on in here. So today we're going to get a few basic supplies and see what else we can come up with. Alright, outside in the markdown goodies freezer, we've still got quite a bit of stuff to work through. Half of the milk that I picked up last week, so I've still got 6 litres in here and 1 inside defrosting, and lots of bits and pieces to be used up. So this freezer is about half full. They are some Super Dupers that I found in the pantry from last summer. So we're heading back into summer, so the kids have got a treat. But lots of stuff in here to be used up. So let's get to it. Today's grocery shop, we went a little bit over our $50 budget this week. I came in a little bit under last week, so I spent $41.10 last week. Today I spent $59.50, and this is what I've picked up. Predominantly all of this stuff is from Aldi. What I did today was I jumped online, I had a look at Coles and Woolies, I wrote down the prices that they had on the things that were on special, and then I went to Aldi and basically price matched, although it's not a traditional price match because Aldi won't change their prices. What I was doing was making sure that I was getting the best price for the things that I was going to pick up today. So we still have milk from last week. I have about 6 litres left in the freezer and 1 defrosting in the fridge at the moment, so there's another 2 litres there. So I focused primarily with the dairy on getting some yogurt, some cheese and some sour cream. So the yogurt will last us for a while. That's going to enable us to do some snacks, and the Greek yogurt I can use to make things like overnight oats, but I can also use that in some cooking. So that was the idea behind the dairy portion of this shop, knowing that I still have milk in the freezer. I also picked up some cheese. I always grab cheese, so if you watched any of my videos so far, you know we go through about 1 kilo of cheese a week. We use that for snacks, in sandwiches and salads, but I also use that in cooking. I just buy the biggest block of cheese that I can, and Aldi has the best price. So this is $7.79 at Aldi for a 1 kilo block, and a comparable block is about $8 at Coles. So one of the things that I will say is that if you're on a tight budget, it really is worth shopping around, and I'm going to talk to you guys a bit more about that when we get down to this stuff. But I grabbed this stuff from Aldi because I know that it is the cheapest. Like the baby spinach is $1 cheaper. The bananas I priced at Coles and Woolies before I went, and today they were $1.99 at Aldi. They were $3 a kilo at Coles, so I got them from Aldi. This is a little over 1 kilo, and it cost us about $2.50 for all of these bananas. The wraps are also slightly cheaper at Aldi, so I grabbed 2 packets from there. And the larger sized eggs, so these are the large eggs from Aldi, are only a couple of cents dearer than the really small caged eggs at Coles. So I grabbed the larger eggs from Aldi today because they're going to go further. Also grabbed the butter from Aldi, and the fresh veggies, the frozen veggies is probably sort of on par. You are coming in slightly under at Aldi, so I've grabbed these bits and pieces from Aldi. The white potatoes and the carrots, however, were cheaper at Coles, so I popped into Coles to grab these. They were $1 a kilo bags at Coles. They were $1.79 at Aldi, and the white potatoes were $4 for the 2 kilo bag, and they were $4.95 at Aldi today. So shopping around can definitely save you a couple of dollars if you are on a really tight budget. But back to this stuff over here. I did grab a couple of other pantry items from Aldi. Some more peanut butter. Our Coles has been out of the smooth peanut butter there for ages, so I grabbed this one from Aldi. And I also grabbed some black beans. That was 75 cents for the can, and 2 lots of tuna at the back. They were $2.99 each, and that's going to give me a little bit more flexibility making some of the meals that I have in mind with the things that we already have on hand in the pantry and the freezer. So I think I've covered pretty much everything here except for, what do you know, stickers. All right, so hear me out. Smoked salmon is quite expensive. This 150 gram packet is ordinarily $8. So I never ever buy this unless I see this marked down. Coles today had a whole bunch of these marked down to $1.99. I grabbed 3 And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these. I'm actually going to slice this all up and freeze it back on this pack, and then it's ready, cut, portioned. So if I want to throw it through some pasta or add a little bit to some homemade pizzas or something like that, it's actually already cut and portioned off and ready to go. So I'm going to do that before I stick these in the freezer and be able to use this later on. But if I use, say, a third of this to do a pasta meal, then obviously that's a really cheap dinner for us at $1.99. At $8, not so much. But like I said, there was a whole heap of them here today. I don't know how many there were. There was a bunch of them. I grabbed 3, and I'm going to get those into the freezer, and that is a bit of a bargain as well for us. But that is today's little mini shop. Everything that we pull together from here on out is going to come from this, and everything that we already have on hand in the freezer and the pantry. What I'm doing with this salmon is opening each one of these resealable packs. I'm going to slice the salmon up on the boards that are in there, space them out just a little bit so that when they freeze we can easily just take each of these small pieces off. Then I'm going to pop them back in their bags, seal them back up again, freeze them flat, and then later on down the track when we want to have some smoked salmon, we're just going to be able to pull a very small piece off, however much we want, and the rest can stay frozen in the freezer. Tonight's dinner is going to be some quick wraps that we are just going to pull together. Finally going to use up this peppered steak. It's the last one. It's been hanging around in the freezer for a while and it's really icy, but Shanna and I are going to share that one, and Charlotte's going to do a chicken burger wrap. So we're going to fry these up and whatever we've got left in the fridge. So we do have some cheese. I did just buy a new block today. We've still got some of the iceberg lettuce here and a couple of tomatoes. So that with some mayo, and I think we're going to call it a night. We're going to make a batch of fruit pancakes. I'm actually going to add some protein powder to this one. This is also flavored. It is iced coffee. I actually thought I grabbed the caramel one, but this one is an iced coffee flavor. You could use vanilla or chocolate or any of those sorts of flavoring. The pancake itself is predominantly just flour, egg and milk. I don't add any sugar. I don't add any sugar to my regular pancakes either, and I'm going to add a banana. So because I'm adding the banana and the protein powder, I am going to add a little extra milk to this one. Tonight is what we like to call freezer surprise, where basically it is whatever we can find. So I'm going to defrost these minestrone soups that I made up a couple of weeks ago, and we're just going to do that for dinner really quick because we've been out all day and I don't really have time to cook anything tonight. So freezer surprise is what we're doing. Another meal out of the freezer here today. We are using up some of the Mexican rice that I made last week. This week, however, I do have some sour cream to chuck on top, which will be really nice. And I am using up some of the leftover tomato that we still have from last week that really needs to be used up. Dinner tonight is going to be some Thai green curry. I almost forgot to do this video, but I remembered at the last minute. All right, so we have chicken defrosting in the microwave at the moment, and I have some green curry paste and coconut cream in the pantry that we're going to use up. The last of the veggies out of the fridge, that red cap. Lots of carrots. I did pick up lots of carrots today. The last of the broccoli, and I have refilled the basmati rice from our big 5-kilo bag that I purchased a while ago. So that is in the bottom of the pantry just to refill, and I keep the smaller container on the shelf. But that is going to be tonight's dinner. Quick and easy, just following the instructions on the back of this one, and Bob's your uncle. Well, that is it for our recap of everything that we did this week. Look, predominantly we were pretty busy, so we were really utilizing all of those ready-made meals that we had on hand in the freezer. I like to do a lot of batch cooking when I have time for these exact reasons. It means that on those busy weeks and those busy nights, instead of being tempted to either go through the drive-through or pop past the supermarket to pick something up that's going to be a heat and eat type meal, we've already got stuff at home that's ready to go. So this week, that's pretty much what happened. We were really relying on those meals, but it definitely saved our bacon and allowed us to eat at home, save some money, and keep all of our remaining grocery budget there in my cash envelope, nice and safe, not being swiped away into the FBOSS black hole and the CBF drive-through nights. And of course, if you did enjoy today's video, if you could please give it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. It helps me know the kind of content that you guys are enjoying and what you would like to see more of. And of course, if you would like to see more videos, then maybe think about hitting that subscribe button down below. It is the best way to be notified of my new content when it comes out, and I do have heaps of new content in the works for you guys. So until then, I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.